Cars is the only Pixar movie that I don't like, and I remember when I saw it for the first time, I was sitting in a theater thinking like, my parents are betraying me. Like, it just felt like that. It felt like I was being betrayed by some close relative or something, that they were just abandoning me or something, and it felt so weird because Pixar, they've made so many good movies, Toy Story, Up, and I wasn't alone. A lot of people kind of thought Cars was kind of okay, but most everyone kind of agrees that it's Pixar's worst movie, and they made a sequel to it for some reason. So Cars 2 has Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater, and they're going to this World Grand Prix. This other car is challenging Lightning McQueen, and in the middle of all this, there's some kind of spy espionage going on, and Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater are kind of in the middle of it. Tow Mater is unwittingly knowing that all these people think he is a master spy, even though he's just obviously a bumbling idiot. I don't want to get too much into it, because to be honest, I don't really want to talk about the plot anymore, because I couldn't stand this movie. I don't know, I might get some hate for this. I am a huge Pixar person. I love Pixar. I'm not a Pixar hater or anything. I've literally pretty much loved every Pixar movie except for the first Cars. I don't know why they made a sequel to this. It's completely unimaginable to me why they did this. This movie is so childish, dull, boring, unfunny. I could count on my hand how many times the children laughed during this movie. And I saw it at a screening, so it was packed. It's terrible. I'm sorry. This was a really bad movie, and I don't know what in the world Pixar did. It's awful. Now here's the deal. This is why I think that people might be confused about this. See, some people really like the character of Tow Mater, and he is essentially the main character of this movie. Lightning McQueen is like a secondary character. Tow Mater gets the most lines, most screen time. He's integral to the plot. He's essentially the main character. I cannot stand Tow Mater. I don't like his character. He annoys me. I don't think he's funny. I think all of his humor is forced, and I don't like his character. This story completely focuses on him, and I couldn't stand it because of that. So here's the deal. If you like Tow Mater, then you will like this movie more than me automatically. So don't take my incredible negativity too seriously if you like Tow Mater. I don't, so I could not stand this movie. If you're a fan of the schmoes know like I am, then you probably have heard of the cartoon cat. It's Christian's impression of a cartoon cat who writes movies and just shells out stupid, idiotic scripts, and somehow these scripts get made into movies. He did it for the first time on his Night and Day review, and I died laughing when I saw it. I couldn't help but think of that when I was watching this movie. I was like, this is honestly like some guy just some cartoon guy fired the president of Pixar. This cat just sits down in the Pixar and it's like, oh my god, let's make Cars 2. That's gonna be great. And I was thinking to myself, that is exactly how I feel about Cars 2. It's like some thing just took over and was like, what are we gonna put there? We'll put spies. We'll make it about spies. Yeah. I mean, it was exactly like what Christian said about Night and Day, and I'm telling you, my gosh, what happened during this movie? I don't know. This is Pixar's worst film. I almost hated it. 20 minutes into the movie, I wanted to leave. I almost considered walking out, but I was like, no, just stay. Just stay. You'll do your review, just stay. This is honestly one of my least favorite movies of the year. The only good things that I could get out of it were Michael Caine's spy character. He had a really cool opening scene. Some of the action with the cars was cool, but the problem is, they're cars. Why not make Incredibles 2? Make The Incredibles 2. The Incredibles was awesome. Good human characters. You know, you felt for them. These are cars. They try to humanize them, but it fails. It's so childish, and it's just so for kids. But the thing is, even the kids weren't laughing. Every screening I go to for a major, big movie almost always gets applause at the end. For goodness sake, the screening I went to for The Last Airbender got full house applause. Cars 2 got no applause. There are children all in this theater, parents everywhere, no applause. Green Lantern got applause at the screening I went to. Cars 2 was silent. And when it ended, like, people were just like immediately getting up. Like, I really think people were disappointed with this movie. I can't wait to see what other critics say, but this movie is dull, boring. I just couldn't stand it. I didn't like it at all. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Poor Pixar. I'm gonna give Cars 2 1 out of 4 stars. It's one of my least favorite films of the year. I couldn't help but think of the schmoes illustration of this cartoon cat that just takes over people and just starts writing its own scripts and somehow it gets made. I don't know. It's just, oh gosh. Oh, poor Cars 2.